It is 7:14, and I'm gonna call the Wednesday, December 17th, Library Board of Trustees meeting to order.
Just help yourself.
Hmm?
Just help yourselves.
Yeah.
Bring these home. Diabetic.
First on our agenda is public forum, being none. I'm gonna move on, but I'd like to welcome Ed back from his trip before we get started. We're happy to have you at the table, my friend. So then our next up is director's report.
Okay, so I'll make this pretty brief. We have kind of the same statistics that we've been looking at. The only kind of new thing, we talked about it last month, but our new door counter and kind of what that's looking like. Now we have a full month's worth of data that I could put on there. And the gradient goes from green to red. And so red being the heaviest kind of in terms of traffic in our building, down to yellow, green, dark green, etc. So just kind of visually, you can see how busy our Saturdays are, and especially those Saturday afternoons, which is really great to see since we made that change in September. That we can see it actually is paying off and people are coming in. We've also started doing our afternoon programming, and those have been super successful. Excited to see that. So it's just a really cool statistic that we get to look at to get a better view of what's going on in the building. Just a couple of notes. So 12/12, which was last Friday, we had staff development day. So this is the kind of our yearly one that we have at the end of the year. We had at the morning, we had Martha Meacham, a consultant from the Mass Library System, come in and work with our staff on building kind of a shared vocabulary, working in teams, doing a values walk, did an exercise on seeing things from another perspective of a different position within the library, which was, I think, really good, and started some really good conversations that we can now finish as the year goes on. So that was really good. And then in the afternoon, we did administrative updates, building updates. We did a staff training on the phone system, which was needed and really well attended. We talked about all of our new book clubs, our new Book a Librarian resource, and we also did a staff bake-off, which was really, really fun. So it was really great to see what everybody brought. The other thing I want to bring up is we did launch the Yodo card collection. So I didn't bring one because I didn't remember it was on here, but they're very similar. If you remember, we launched the Tonys about a year ago, and those have been wildly successful. There's another product. They work as cards instead of figures, and they go in these little players. The players are actually fairly inexpensive, but they're really hard to circulate in a library because of the way their memory works. So right now we are not circulating devices, but what's really neat about the Yodo cards is that they work with the Yodo players, or you can tap phone. So if you have a phone or a device, you can download their app, tap it, and access it that way.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And what's great about the Yodo cards is that they skew older. So Tonys are like for younger kids, they're more tactile. Yodos, they have like the Harry Potter series. They've got Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. So all the kind of tween, kind of older kid level stuff. And so it was important to us. Our goal was to launch it before Thanksgiving. We launched it before Thanksgiving, thinking about parents and Black Friday and what are we going to buy our kids. And I'll buy this, $60 device if I know I can go to the library and not have to spend $30 for every card. So that was successful. We added about 150 of them to the collection right now. We're going to see how those do and see kind of what the response is. I don't have updated stats as of today. I mean, they've only been circling for a couple of weeks, but I think within the first few days, almost 50 of them had already gone out of the building. So I'm really excited to see those.
Do we have any devices here at the library with that app on it that people could try to
So
see?
No, because generally iPads, which is what we kind of use at all the desks, they don't have the tap technology. It's usually just phones. So all of our staff have been trained to use it on phones, both on a regular phone and an Android. So if people come in and they're not sure, we're happy to walk them through how to do it on their phone to see if they can.
Yodo app on.
Yeah.
That was cool when they.
Yeah, oh, that was a team effort for sure, getting everybody trained on that. But just, yeah, a new addition to our kids' library of things, which is a growing collection, and we're gonna see how that goes. So huge shout out to the team for working on that and getting that out on time.
Hey, could I just tell them my Tony Buck story?
Yeah, it's your meeting.
Thanks to Kate, she taught me about Tony boxes, and I was seeing this little, almost 3-year-old blind child. And I was working with her person from Perkins, and I said, I'll put a Tony box for her, wouldn't that be great? So the Mass Commission for the Blind bought her one.
Oh.
The family speaks Spanish only, and they bought her one, and she got 3 figures with it. And Curious George was it. And I got to see her on her last visit sitting there with that box, and she knows how to take it out. She knows how to switch from the story to the, she likes the story the best, and she likes the vibration of the box.
Yeah.
And so now I said, hey, you know what? You can get those from the library, and you can even get them in Spanish because I know that now. And now the Mass Commission for the Blind knows about them, so they'll be buying those for other kids.
That's awesome. I love how tactile it is for that.
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
different.
I sat there on that last visit watching her, just sitting there mesmerized by the story and the vibration.
That's really
This
awesome.
is really cool, and that's because
Yeah,
I learned about it. And now Mass Commission for the Blind is going to be buying those for kids, so that's exciting.
that's
awesome.
incredible. All right, well, wonderful. Yeah, that feels good. And then kind of last thing, I have a couple of other quick ones, but legislative breakfast reminder, it will be January 13th at 8 a.m. We're sending out the invitation tomorrow because it's done.
Yeah.
We're ready. So keep an eye out for that and make sure it's on your calendar if you want to attend. We've got all of our representatives coming and somebody coming from the Center for the Book and a library commissioner coming.
And
We just don't know who yet.
Yeah, we don't
And
have the commissioner and
Yeah.
from MLS food staff.
And oh, good. And Central Mass Library Advocates.
Yeah.
That's easy enough because it's me. So then just a couple of other things that just kind of recently happened within the last 2 days. I want to mention really quickly. One is for the spring, March, April, May, we were working on a One Book, One Borough program in conjunction with the Southborough Library, the Westborough Library, Marlborough Library, and the Northborough Library. So all the directors got together, we put together a committee, and that committee has chosen The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst to be our one book choice. It will start in March and in May with an author visit and author talk, which is already confirmed. So
Which is the book?
it's a spell shop. It's like a cozy fantasy. It's about a librarian who like escapes with her plant and they start a spell shop somewhere. It was a real big hit last year. So I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. And that team's working really hard on that. And it's really nice to see people from all the libraries getting together. There will be a library crawl as part of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so encouraging people to go to all the different borough libraries. And I just think it's going to be a really cool
And the
program.
author grew up in Northborough.
Yeah, it's just local.
Yeah.
So we're getting a real good deal. Don't record that. The other thing that I want to mention is Communico, which you've heard a lot about. We had a meeting this morning. We are just about done our part of it. And then the company is going to work on build out of, we're going to start with the app and the event booking, and then we're going to move to the website. So that's kind of the order of operations that we're working in. And one of the big pieces was trying to figure out if we could get developer accounts. That's all done. So we're basically in the clear. And so you will start to see more stuff coming out about that. They have to build it. We have to okay it. Then we have to do a bunch of testing on it. So it will still be some time, but I want to mention that that is a work in progress. Two other things, which I'm really excited about. One is we applied for a grant called Connected and Online through the Mass Broadband Institute. And today we found out that we were accepted.
Awesome.
So that will get us, I believe, 30 devices and some peripheral software and equipment so that we can have a mobile computer lab here in our building and then back at our old building, since we don't have space for one that always exists all the time. we will have now the software and the hardware to be able to do technology programs where we provide computers.
What is the name of that grant?
It's called Connected and Online through the Mass Broadband Institute.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Lynn and Caitlin worked with me on that really hard. They put together kind of everything, and I'm really excited that that was accepted. So, but now the real work starts, and we're just talking about that. You know, grants are great, but they're a lot of work. And then secondarily to that, Lynn had applied for an MLS grant to attend the Public Library Association conference in Minneapolis in April, which I'm attending, and we found out today that hers was accepted as well. So we will both be able to go. It's in April of this year, the first week, which is great timing for us.
Yeah.
So really excited for that. And that is everything that I have, unless there's any questions.
Just with Saturday having so much higher attendance than the other days, would it make sense to think about extending into the evening on Saturdays? It may be that nobody comes on Saturday evenings, I don't know, but just a thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never worked in a library where that was the case, but it's definitely something we could, you know, I think if we see a lot of high attendance, that like 4 o'clock hour, that would definitely indicate that perhaps opening in later would make sense.
So it's not, most days are not as high as, I'm just looking. at the
Yeah.
clock, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. At 7:30, and that brings us to repair project update. So things are going well, right on track. Hi, hello. On schedule, on track. Yeah,
We have a full house.
I know, it's exciting. Let me back this, sorry, without my computer tonight. So, we approved some change orders to the project. Are all things that came up in discovery and in the first portion of the project where you expect to find things. It's that when you peel back the walls where you really see behind it, nothing too terribly big. And so even with approving all those, we're still under 20% even using of the contingency. So we're well within a good range, and we're at the point where we're starting to put things back and get some approvals for that so that we can start.
Does that include the skylight?
Yes,
Yes.
the skylight that was discovered over the circulation desk will be maintained.
Mhm.
It's gonna be backlit and it's gonna be part of the new design.
Yeah.
Backlit, so
So,
Oh,
so they discovered the skylight over the circulation desk, and it no longer is functional because in the last edition, they needed to build
fresh.
Yeah.
it's half over now with air ducts for the air conditioning and this and that. So it can't be opened back up, so we decided to backlit it so it glows from below.
Okay, cool.
And it looks just like the other one and it's in great shape, but it was just covered up, so.
They ran on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be really nice. And I did make a small request. We'll see if it happens. I was like, well, it's LED strip. Can you make it so we can turn it all sorts of colors?
So that'd be
Which would be really fun, right? So I don't know. I said low priority, but my heart wants it to be high priority.
but the team's working really hard, everything's going.
I don't know if you want to mention the pipes.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
So they did discover, they pulled the insulation like this off of the
Chiller
ducting,
pipe.
the chiller pipes, and they found some rust on the first floor, which is our children's room, and it looks bad initially.
Yeah.
And this was all discovered in the past 2 days, so the team doesn't have a lot of information, but they just flagged it right away that this will obviously be in addition to the cost because we didn't know this was there. However, they did one test cut and it was only a small portion of the thickness of it, so they're hopeful that actually maybe it's not as compromised as it seems, and there can be some remediation versus replacing all those pipes. We have no information on cost or possible outlets or any of that, but they did flag. And that's kind of what you find when they pulled off the old insulation thinking they just replaced them. Surprise. But it sounds like there's not a lot left to take out or apart, so we should know everything at this point. That might be a surprise going forward. So the work out on the street is done and back up until they finish the paving, like final fixing paving, but it's fine for the winter. We don't have to dig anything else out. In the front of the building and on the side for now.
And when
Eventually, they'll have to pull it open again.
When are they doing the roof?
They have to wait till spring
Yeah.
now, because the materials, we don't have any place on the property to store materials.
Yeah.
And some of the things like the adhesives need to be kept at a certain temperature, so it only makes sense to wait until.
Yes.
Right,
So
which-
we'll focus on the inside. and
Yeah,
then they'll go back.
did not push our finish date out.
Yeah, but they were still on track for certificate of occupancy on August 25th of 2026. So I like seeing that date still remain the same every time I open the documents. I'm like, oh, it's still the same. Great.
Yeah,
So,
and we met with FF&E vendor to talk about shelving, which is the most important thing in that space. And it was a really great meeting, so we will see how they come back, and all of that is ongoing, so.
And what happened to the front reading room and the shelving in there? And, it was controversial what they were gonna do about the shelving.
So they were able to remove it, and part of the controversy was the amount of money that they kind of presented to us to do the work was really, really high. So our team, which God bless our team, they're amazing, came back and said, we'll agree, but let's do it hourly and see how much it actually costs. And it ended up, I think they were quoted 60 hours and it
64
took
hours
24.
originally quoted, and it took 24
24.
hours, and for less than half the price that they had originally.
Yeah, and it looks
It's
great.
carefully, they did a great job removing it. It looks well.
Looks really, really nice.
So that was a good move.
Mhm.
Which is exactly why you have no PM, right? Like they know exactly what to do, they know how to keep everyone on budget and make these recommendations of there's alternative ways to do it other than just taking your quote of 64 hours and billing for it. So that worked out really well.
Is there any chance that anyone is taking photos or videos as you go along so that?
Yeah, so we get weekly
perspective?
reports, almost weekly. They
Yeah.
take pictures every day. They have somebody there 40 hours a week, Bob. He takes pictures every day. He reports back. And then every month we get a report from our architect team with all the photos of all of the things with very detailed, here's what's going on, here's what we need to look at. So we get
Mike
pictures
is
all the time.
responsible for checking everybody's work to
Yeah,
make sure that what
He's
was
so good.
contracted is done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the report that he sent.
Cause I'd love to see it evolve.
yeah.
You know?
I also have, the next meeting that we do, I can take a video of what the.
Yeah, we did that for
status of.
staff
We
and
did it
they
for
really
staff
liked
and-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
because everything's starting to get framed out, so you can start to kind of visualize what will be there.
Mhm.
If you watch the library building committee meetings, they have it in there.
Excuse me.
What I thought was frustrating for me was that those photos were so small.
Yeah.
So on
Yeah.
a screen, you can't really see it. They're not getting blown up the way they do in the meeting.
Oh,
I couldn't see anything.
and the community advocate will probably be
Oh,
running
yeah.
a story in the next week about the update, and Lynn took her over and Bob
On Tuesday.
Gave her-
Yeah.
gave her a tour of it, and so she took a bunch of photos, so hopefully,
I didn't think.
hopefully it looks great. I think it does.
That's that. Okay, next up, computer and internet use policy.
So this is a new policy. Well, this is an edit of our policy as it existed. So this policy already exists. And really the only changes that we made to this policy was taking out the procedural items in here, such as the computers will shut down 15 minutes before close.
Reservation.
How to make a reservation and all of those things that are procedural, and we added those to our library technology page because that's information that the public wants, but it makes more sense kind of as a user to go, okay, services, computers, and then find out what the rules are, how to use the computer. Do I need a reservation? How long can I be on it? When does it shut down? And then this is more policy, right? So how to access our Wi-Fi, the rules around minors and using our technology, our acceptable use policy and unacceptable use. Kind of here are the rules that can get you kicked off of our computers. So really just kind of an unmeshing
Do we have a marked up copy of the old policy?
I'm sure we do. I don't know if it's in this
Not in
file.
this drive.
We can put it in the
but we
drive.
can-
Going forward, if we can have both the old and the new in there.
Yep.
Great.
We can definitely do that. And it gets, we'll tell leadership that, because usually what we do in leadership is we assign kind of, you're the lead on this, and then it comes back to us, so. We will tell them to start
I
redlining.
have a question.
Yes.
Where would you find that information on the website?
From like the patron's perspective,
Yeah.
so you go to, oh, I can't get it up now. I believe it's what we offer, and then something in technology, computers and,
Ah, got it.
yeah. And so like if you scroll to the computer section, you'll kind of find out what. And that wasn't there before, which I think was kind of confusing.
Okay. So this is kind of what you meant about policy versus useful information.
Right.
And separate.
Procedure.
Yeah,
So what you just, this is now the procedures that you just pulled up?
Yeah,
Okay.
guest menus for 2 hours, reservations may be made 10 minutes prior to closing, they go off.
yeah, it's the kind of thing where like, if we ever switched vendors and those things changed, we wouldn't have to go back and change the policy to match like our vendor use or our how you do a reservation. Which we probably will be switching vendors at some point.
So now let me ask you another question. Where would I look? And I know I should know this for the policy itself.
So I don't remember what the heading is. About us,
Yeah.
policies and procedures. It says policy and procedures now because there are procedures listed. Okay,
Got it. Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
Whew. We look at it so much, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because we're thinking about this new website and how we want it to be structured different than our current one. So yeah, this is just,
Does anyone have any questions or comments about it? Looks pretty straightforward.
okay.
Well, then I'll take a so this, considering this is an edit to an existing policy, we don't need to review it twice. So I'll take a motion to accept the edits of the computer and internet use policy as presented.
So,
Second,
second.
excellent. All in favor?
Yeah,
So who moved? And you seconded.
it's nice. It means next month we'll only have to look at one.
Happy all and.
Okay. And then we had
Library of things.
library of things policy. We didn't hear if there were any edits from anybody. Again, this one's kind of living and breathing because when we redo our collection development policy, this will kind of be absorbed.
So this is our second time looking at it, so we can vote on a standalone library of things policy. Can I have a motion to accept this new policy of library of things?
So
Can I have a second? Dot, all in favor?
That's great. All right. Okay.
Correct. That brings us to standing agenda items, open items list. So.
I don't know if we have any.
That's okay. At last I looked at, there wasn't.
Yeah, I don't
Any
think there was
any
any.
comment box feedback?
Oh, we did get some.
Comment box. There's only really one that is, the top one is.
Okay. Would you consider doing large print for speed reads?
And
Yep, we've actually already started that conversation with our reader services librarian, who does our speed read collection. That's a really easy ask.
what does that mean? I don't understand the question.
So speed read is our collection that is non-holdable.
Okay.
And
That's
so-
what I thought. it meant.
Yeah, the concept is like you walk in and it's there and they're all the new and popular. So making sure that if it's hard to get new and popular in large print.
Yes.
But when we do, because it's new and popular, we can grab some of the maybe older titles, but they're popular in large print and add them to speed read. Yeah.
Thank you. The next one is, can we bring the haunted house?
Mm. Here,
Here.
Well, I mean,
hopefully
that's what I'm
not.
assuming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume this is from a younger patron who doesn't realize time frame.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hopefully, be back.
We honestly could not do haunted house here because you can't shut the lights off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
It's-
can, you
yeah,
honestly.
it's one
can't shut
switch
them
for
off.
everything.
Yeah, one switch for everything, and because of the emergency lighting that is required.
But it is.
And it might actually,
It's always light
it might be like that
in the new building.
in the new
Yeah,
building with our emergency light, because we'll be up to code.
that's true too, so. Not very scary.
We will see.
All right. Okay. The next one is, please bring back the magazine exchange rack. I use it all the time and I miss it. Also, the glasses donation box, please.
Okay.
The glasses donation box is something that is run by.
Lines.
Lions
Lions
Club.
Club, yeah.
And I'll tell my husband.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then magazine exchange rack.
So I think that we have had this same comment before in terms of the magazine. I'm perhaps the same person. I don't think we are going to have the square footage to have, it was a fairly large magazine rack. I think because we're trying to use every single square inch of that building, because realistically, we are losing some square footage to restrooms to get up to code.
Yeah.
And even in the meeting room, I mean,
Yeah, the way they have it framed.
We have
out,
to
we're
frame it
using
out.
6 inches on each side of the wall, it's. a
so
lot.
that, yeah, the square footage loss there is big. I don't know that we're going to have the square footage to be able to bring it back, but it's something that we will look at as we look at FF&E, and what furniture makes sense in that space.
Is that the rack that was like just to the right of the top of the
Yes.
stairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it is something I use all the time, so I miss it, you know,
Yeah.
I really miss it.
Yep, so kind of where that was is really kind of right now where we're slated to put the Friends ongoing book sale.
And that also is the point of refuge.
Point of refuge for that
For
square.
that stairwell, that
Right.
I don't know that we can have anything there.
Right.
Oh, you mean emergency?
Yes.
Right, because
Yeah.
we have those new.
So we have
codes.
to look at where it can
Yeah.
fit, but
So I think that's something that really just may be on the back burner in your mind for like once everything's in, if you're like, hey, there's actually a corner
Yeah.
that's not being used, then that's possibly,
Yep.
an avenue.
absolutely.
And maybe it could be a skinnier, taller rack or something, you know,
Could be.
not as fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were confused about that one too.
Okay. So I will,
I don't know if he's giving us a cheer or.
it says, I'll read it, because it's public. Michael McCabe dash advertising, free. If you live in Mass, it's free. Want a quiet place to study? Free. Anything you want from another library, free. Free Wi-Fi, phone charging. Those are all free things in the public library.
Absolutely.
I'm
Thank
not
you,
even
Michael.
sure what to write down. What? Someone
I'm
who's
just gonna-
giving advertising.
I'm gonna make an assumption it's a compliment.
I think it's a compliment.
Appreciating
Yeah.
the freeness of the
Okay.
services of the life. And they are correct, it is all, I just didn't know how to
Yeah.
read it, like, well, I can read it. but I
Yeah.
was trying to
Giving
figure
you
out if there was
everything,
something
Mary.
that they were asking, and I was like,
We're hiding.
I'm gonna take that as a thank you for the free services.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe a suggestion, maybe we should.
Maybe we
push
could,
that.
Maybe we should.
The
Advertise.
suggestion is advertise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the stress of the holidays, that, yes. You couldn't have made it any clearer, actually, you wrote it across the top.
You did.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Janet. Sorry. Okay. So that's gonna bring us to trustee community outreach.
Yes, so I am rethinking that and trying to figure out what form it will take, because we started it to provide support for the repair project, and
Yeah.
if that's happening, we don't need the same things. So I'm gonna talk with Karen about it and see what we might do to update it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think because of the repair project, it also kind of took on this life of its own of just advocacy for what is out there for people. And I think you've done that all over town. So yeah, I think that makes sense to reevaluate like next steps. So thank you.
I will say, just, you know, as you can see, information about what we do, that's gotta be ongoing,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I enjoy it, and I think I think what we don't need to do anymore is involve library staff.
Yeah,
Cause they don't have the time, doesn't
It's a
make
lot
sense
of
to
their
spend
time.
that time on that, so then I need to figure out how I'm gonna do it differently. Because I mean, we have like 10, 15 people in those housing places, and even if there's 8 people there, the last time at Highlands, we had like 8 people there. Those
Yeah.
people are very invested.
Yeah.
And they're really interested and they're excited. I mean, it's so much fun because their eyes light up when we talk about stuff and, so I don't think it's a waste of time.
Yeah, no,
to-
right,
to
correct.
go.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
And I think I agree with you. I think when we talk about it, it's kind of like there's a difference between trustee outreach and like outreach we do as the library, that our staff does as the library. I think it has a different purpose,
Yep.
but they're both super important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's bad to see that there are a lot of trustees who are out there saying hello.
Absolutely.
Yep. And we always know we can pull you in if we have something going on. Trust
Can
and
I
believe.
add to that?
Mhm.
I always wear my little button that says I'm a library trustee. And I was at various things like in the summer, where they have all the vegetables and they sell. stuff.
Farmers market.
Yeah, that one. See how interested I am in food. But they mention things to you that they just want to say in passing. And so I have a little notebook now and I've been collecting. And it is really interesting, the diversity of things that they want to say. Either thank you so much, or could you possibly?
Mhm.
And I think it's the could you possibly part. And just for everyone, the one that came up 4 times was that there's the library, they love the look of it, they love everything, but they often feel creepy here. Because it doesn't look familiar, it's too big, and there are no people from the library around tangibly. Now you can drop your books and not have to engage with someone. You can click out a book and take it out without engaging with the person, and they miss that. So,
Yeah.
But that stuff is still there.
Yeah, our service model.
yes,
hasn't
but
changed.
not, when they come in, there may be one person at the desk and they see do it yourself, so they think that's the mode of operandi, you should be doing it yourself now, and they miss bringing it up to the person and just having that connection. And that was the one comment, it felt creepy, there were no people. And I said, well, I've seen people in there, I'm all there all the time.
But I can see that perspective in this particular location, because you walk
Yeah,
in.
in
and there is
comparison.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
agree
think
with
that's
that
what I
was-
see that is like,
I agree.
you walk in and you're like, okay, I'm on my own, which I get that, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's there and always pleasant and welcoming and happy, but like, yes, I get that perspective.
And they're wondering if it's gonna hold over in the new building, and that was look what we got now, we're gonna do it again, so that was their major thing, they like the physical contact with, which doesn't sound right, with people who are personal contact, no, even that doesn't. Just to be friendly with a human being and not an android or a computer or something else. But
Yeah, I think the setup here is that's kind of part of the challenge here, is because those self-checkout kiosks were in our other space, and there were just options in different areas, but
Right.
here they're all in one, and it is the
Yeah.
first thing, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You might, this is kind of silly, but have a big sign that says librarian.
Right here.
Pointing to the circulation desk, I guess.
All right. Anybody have any other issues, directors or trustees that haven't come up yet?
Well, I mentioned last time that I was concerned about of the kids who come here to the library and kids in town who don't have the money or the wherewithal to get help applying to colleges and things. And so I had offered to teach a class since and for free. And then I talked to several people and they said that it would not work as a free thing because most people who are underprivileged don't want to be seen as underprivileged. So I still want to do this, but I'd like some input, if you think about it, to text me back how I can talk, because I've gone to the schools, talked to the teachers, because I know what I'm, how to do that, but how to get a certain population, because I thought I would train some of the wonderful type of kids you have volunteering to be the here all the time to answer questions kind of people. And because they'll either be taking it themselves or have taken it, the SATs and everything. And so I just need a way to find, so I don't know if it's the way of talking to parents or working with going out and doing public service and standing there with a sign. I don't care if it's free. it's still valuable, you know?
Right, right.
So that was my little, I was getting disappointed and frustrated because.
But I'm not sure. Because it's at a library, everything's free at the library, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure that people would actually feel that way about it because it's at a library. And if it's something people can sign up for, then it's also not, you signed up for it, so you've registered.
Yeah.
And everything at the library is free, so I'm not
Yeah, but
sure.
it's a psychological thing more so than a structural thing. It's like, I don't want to be seen by peers that I'm poor and have to take it for free. They could make a donation to the library of like $5 and then that would be fine.
I
But
think it's a marketing thing. You
yeah,
don't-
maybe.
You don't market it as, oh, this is free because you can't afford to go to college, you can't afford to go to a class or pay an advisor for this. You market it as, hey, get a head start on your college applications or your test.
Right, I agree, I totally agree.
And
And
it's
I don't want the
marketing.
kids who can do it and just want a freebie because they never continue. They just want.
Yeah, I will say, just in terms of programming that the library offers, is we kind of leave it at the hands of our librarian experts to decide what is going to work with our certain populations here, because that is their job. And one of the things that we have definitely had conversations with our teen staff about is that we do have trouble getting people to sign up for events like that. And we're not exactly sure why. And we've tried marketing them a billion different ways to see if kids will come. And one of the things that we have floated is, are we making an assumption that because it's free, it's not as good? And we know that that's not the case. And so we are working on that. But the other thing is, if we keep offering the same things and no one's signing up, that's our signal to maybe spend our time and energy offering other things.
Right.
What is it, when you say you've offered things like that, what are you referring to?
So it's usually
Yeah.
college prep things.
Yeah, college essay writing, that type of thing where it's over several weeks.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
those are
who
really
the
hard.
Instructor was that Jen had, but she was super frustrated because this woman was, here, like you, Mary, was a professional offering her time and expertise and have like 2 kids sign up and not show up.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
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 So among the teens, is there a thing where you don't want to admit that you don't know how to do it?
No,
And
I think
so-
it's like if it's a multi-week
I was
kind
just
of
gonna say
course
that,
or
like, I
series,
look at my own
kids are busy,
Yes.
like they're.
I mean, getting my kid to sign up for anything that's multiple days. I mean, he wanted to be a lifeguard and I was like, okay, it's like 4 Sundays. He's like, oh, 4 Sundays. I keep playing out 4 Sundays. I was like, are you for real? Like, would you like the job? Yeah, you can give up 4 Sundays. Like,
Yeah.
there is this thing with multiple week sessions. Kids really, so that's potentially maybe like topic seminars, like the stand on,
I don't want to spend my life here, but.
No, I know, but like,
Although I do.
or
Uh,
Hey, you are a lot, Mary.
but that is something like, that is a thing.
I'm always hiding in the cupboards,
Two,
just like.
two other thoughts. My wife had a bunch of Girl Scout troops right through high school.
Mhm.
By the time they're in high school, she just said, just stay in the troop. I don't care whether you come.
Right.
You just stay in and you can come if you want. Because there is so much time pressure on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of trying to lock in for something that's not their absolute top priority
Yeah.
is very good. The other one is just a thought. I believe the adulting class was very popular.
Mhm.
How is that different? I mean, there's gotta be a huge overlap in the
So I think
target audience, I
I
guess.
think there definitely is, and so we definitely don't have a problem getting teens to come here. It's definitely one of our strengths as a library. Every afternoon the teens are here, but I think our conversations with Jen and our conversations with each other is they'll go to the things that are fun.
Oh, well.
And because I think in this town, right, the school represents work, whatever, and then we kind of are a little bit of an escape. So they'll come to the, crafting food programs or the make a charcuterie
Covered
board.
everything.
They'll come to that and we're happy to be that for them. So we're really looking at staff time, energy, what's our biggest return on investment. Part of our mission is doing programs that the public wants. And the way that we decide if they want it is by looking at data. And if our data is showing no one's showing up to these type of things, at some point, we do have to kind of move beyond it, maybe wait a little bit, come back to it when it's a new crop of students and try again, but that's kind of where we're at.
How can you use in family services? That be connection.
That's a great one, yeah, Julia.
Look, connecting with youth and family services.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter where it is.
Right,
right.
Yeah,
And what about a survey? Ask them what they want.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanna make sure that we're not confusing what we think they want with
Yeah.
what they want,
Well,
so.
yeah,
I hate it that I have students whose parents pay me a lot of money because they can't. And to teach them to get to college, and they think it's their right that this is, and then there's a kid who really wants to go to college and
Yeah.
doesn't have the money. And of course, my parochial school upbringing says you cannot be disturbing one group, you know? So I appreciate, I'm gonna do child and family services, and I'm gonna maybe find a different place where they won't feel so vulnerable as being seen. But here's a perfect little space, a cubby that no one would see them. And it's exclusive, no one else come in, everybody will want to come in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I teach using things that I've animated to teach grammar, and everybody's laughing hysterically because no one ever thought of learning grammar but that's what I do, because it's boring. Gotta make it fun, I wouldn't be in it for so long.
Good.
So thank you, those are good ideas.
Just as a frivolous suggestion. Chocolate covered college essays.
oh, it's a great one, yeah.
Hey, you know,
That would work.
It's me, so
whatever gets them in the door.
hot fudge sundaes and, oh, by the way, I did bring chocolate covered.
Did.
You got chocolate on.
And I just had one item
Yeah.
for trustee issues is today, and I don't know if the unions have signed off on it yet, but town hall did let us know that they're going to be shutting down non-essential town hall buildings on Friday, December 26th. So it was not on your voting for closure, but in talking to Mary, we will be closed because none of my staff will be here to work.
Enjoy.
Yes.
All right, so next up, treasurer's report.
Oh, here.
We're so on time.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
You'll be able to read any of this. Can you read
Yeah,
it, Lynn?
no,
Okay.
so we're approaching the end of the first half of the year, and we are right on track.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. We're very happy with how that's looking.
Any questions? Then I'll take a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Also move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.
Great. And then, oh,
Secretary's report. I think that's on me. Did I take those?
I just, you guys were here.
I think
I
I
think you
did.
did. So,
Clearly not happening this time.
Okay.
That's gracious.
Now you've got something to do over Christmas vacation.
I do.
yeah.
I do take them. Okay, that brings us to Friends and Foundation.
So Friends will have their annual meeting end of January, where we will present kind of the budget for calendar year 26. So that's coming up. That's exciting. They were due today from our respective staff. So now I'm like, oh, now the work begins for us.
Yeah.
And in terms of foundation, I don't have an update, but now that you guys approved the donation policy, we are crafting kind of a very specific naming rights procedure.
Yeah, procedure.
Based on the policy. So here are the actual naming things that we anticipate we will have. Once that's done, it's just about making the asks.
Are you working with LPA on that?
So, no, we are working with Maureen from the foundation. We could ask them. I mean, it would probably be out of scope. But
Just, if you ping Christina for ideas, she may say, oh yeah, this will work, or this won't work. or
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah,
Or just the previous knowledge that she's had in other projects, like,
Yeah.
oh, people did this and this. That was
especially like the
different.
sign vendor,
and
would be
creative,
really
right,
helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a great resource, I think.
Yep.
To see if they have any
Yeah.
background knowledge on that.
Is there a date for the Friends annual meeting yet?
There is not one yet.
No, we will
But
let everybody know.
Let,
And the mini golf is coming up too.
Mini golf is usually the first weekend in February. Right now that is our go, but I will let you know if that changes.
Okay, so agenda,
I'm so sorry, I know you're in a hurry, but a
Yeah,
quick thing
that's
about
okay.
fundraising, you can start at any time. And because there's an awful lot of older people in the community, to create where you say, if you put us in your will as an area.
yeah,
That you will be named on this special plaque, that it's constantly updated as people pass away.
Yeah.
And so it's just an easy thing because they can take out one of those $2,000 things and it's in there and you get money.
Okay, that's a good
And you
idea.
don't need anyone overseeing it and you don't need anyone working for you to get it.
Right.
It's just looking at all the old people. And my other question is, where is the limitation of where you can sign off for political things in the library? It used to be in the little doorway.
oh, right.
So where is it now? Because my husband's.
Oh,
running
that's a
for
good
something
question.
I veterans and more that's.
Very.
And so
we should, like this table.
Yeah,
is it
we'll have to
inside the
figure that out.
doorway?
I think it would have to be,
Yeah.
it would have to be. You
Between
don't really
those
have
two
a
doors.
vestibule anymore.
You wouldn't make me stare outside.
No, no,
They're bringing like little tiny tin.
no.
We do have to designate a space.
Yeah, let's put that on our list. It's designated space.
Okay. Cause I brought them. Didn't I should stand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take them, we'll pass around.
Oh, no, not in here. That's against the rules.
Okay, agenda items for next month, so it'll be after the legislative breakfast, so we'll definitely have an update on that.
Yep.
What policies do we have coming up next?
The next policy is, it was something that we don't actually think will change. Remember?
Yeah,
Okay, so just reviewing.
Yeah, I think it's just a review and no revision probably,
Okay.
but it's good to look at it anyway.
So which policy?
We just talked about it on Monday.
don't want to end up our Zoom meeting.
I know. Wonder if. It is easy for us to find, but there's
I've
not
got the policies in front of me.
a brochure.
Patron behavior, safe child,
No.
meeting room,
No,
tutoring,
no,
collection development,
no,
circulation,
no,
library cards, library things we just did, social media, reproduction policy for historical materials,
no.
No.
Westborough Center collection
God.
development policy, public access to computers and internet, and library strategic plan. That's all that's in the policies website.
I don't think it was any of those, which is
No, it was-
so funny that that's what's listed on the website too, and it's not there.
Yeah.
Policy review?
Just write policy review. That's great, and we'll let you know.
What was the other reason?
The report from the legislative breakfast.
Oh, right.
Happened already.
Oh,
And some pictures of the project.
I bet it's in the meeting notes from leadership too. Yeah,
All right, well, just send it
that's
out.
fine. Yep, we'll send it to you guys. DVD.
Oh, anything else at 8:03? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in favor? Happy holidays, everyone.